Hi, welcome back to Felix, our world. Today I am doing a comparison between the honey warm consistency flow. These ones are ready. They have that consistency. And I'm going to use this same paints and just add a lot of water so that you can see what happens when you add too much water to your paints. How the water breaks them down and they don't bond anymore. Okay, so on my right side, I have, this means honey flow and liquid flow, too fluid, too watery, like an ink. Okay, so let's get started with this. All right, so I'm just gonna add some of this already mix paint with the glue medium. I'm using glue medium today. I'm gonna add it here and then add more water. And I have this as my dirty cup for the honey flow. I'm just gonna call it honey flow for the one that has the desired amount of water for this project anyhow. And now I'm adding more water. Ooh, I better move my paints. I don't want to contaminate them. They get splashed sometimes. Have some mixing stuff here. Now let's get a little technical here. When you add too much water, over 30% of water to your acrylic paint, they don't bind. They stop binding. There's not enough latex to keep them together and they're just floating all over the place and they won't stick. So that means that even if you're just painting with brushes and not doing this, through time, years later, your paint will start flaking off your canvas or wood or whatever you painted on. It's going to start flaking off. That is why they recommend not to use over 30% of water, and it has to be 70% or 71% acrylic paint and then the water. Now that if you use like the airbrush medium instead of water, then you're safe. Then you can use a lot more. But it's gonna add up. Airbrush medium is way more expensive than water. All right, so we'll just keep mixing here, and I'm gonna use Flow 8. Flow 8 and acrylics. Flow 8 is designed for acrylics, and they get along. They play nice. Not like water and oil that don't get along, don't dissolve, and separate. So, and it doesn't require cleanup after your work is dry. You don't have to do any cleanup with cornstarch and all that other extra steps. That is why I love Flow Aid. Let's get a close-up so you can see how it flows, what the consistency is. Mix all your paints really good. Take your time. And here you can see how the black is already separating. There's not enough pigment and it's separating. There's nothing to keep it together. So it's just particles flowing all independent. Alrighty, I'm ready. Let's get this party started. And I'm gonna work on coasters. These coasters have been previously prepped. They're like terracotta material. And I did a coat on them of, and I did this yesterday, a coat of gesso, acrylic gesso. And now I'm doing, remember, this is the side that is the honey flow consistency. And always the first layer does not have any silicone or Floetrol. It's just, not Floetrol, I meant to say Flow Aid. And now I'm going to do the pour. I want you guys to watch the speed, how it moves, how the colors play with each other. I'm making sure I'm stretching it all the way, even if I spill some more paint, because if you don't stretch it properly, the paint will end up being too thick, and when it dries up, it cracks. And especially for coasters, I do not appreciate cracks. All right, now let's do the other side, the super flowy side ink consistency. And let's do this. Ready, set, go. Obviously, it flows much faster. I want to say you lose more paint, but it really has less paint in it. See how these colors are sort of separated? They keep their intensity, and this is, well, a bit on the messy side. It almost got muddy. Especially when you work with black, it tends to get muddy. If the consistency is not right. And I didn't get cells because I didn't use heat. I didn't use the torch. So now they're dry, and you can appreciate the rings on this ones. There's some imperfections, but overall, I think I like it. And this guy is just chaotic. I don't like it. So that's the difference. See, these rings are a minimum amount of cells. More like, see, just a few. That is trash from dry paint, I think. And this is a dry bubble, air bubble. No good. Well, this is the end result, you guys. This is just an example. I wouldn't sell this piece, obviously. And you can coat it with resin for protection, or the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. I'm going to experiment with that, actually, and see if hopefully it doesn't turn yellow. That's one of the problems with the glue, that it could turn yellow. Oh, this one has a boo-boo. Anyhow, I have the video of these two on TikTok, Felix Harwell on TikTok, and this one right here was done with Floetrol, and I love the marbling effect that it has up there in the black and white, this section. I just love that effect. On this other one, I didn't use Floetrol. I used glue medium, and it didn't turn out too interesting. I really like the other one better. Oh well, that was my comparison on TikTok between one medium and the other. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.